On our way to main shaft today. Started another week. Arriving at main shaft, which is the largest shaft on the Block C license. It's one of the oldest ones that was started around 2003 and 2004. Once you arrive at main shaft, you have to sign in and then wait in the shaft collar area until it's your turn to go underground. All the planning for the day gets done between the mine manager and shift boss at this stage, as well as the geologists. And once the whole mining team and crew are underground, it's time for the managers to go under. Everything gets taken from the shaft surface here. That includes explosives, supplies, as well as twine that is needed for hauling the bags from the faces. Everyone loads into the skip and then prepares for the 5-minute journey underground. Once everyone is safely inside the skip, the bankman contacts the onsetter, which indicates that everyone is safe and everything is safe to release the skip underground.
Driller 77 ameshaondoka, over. From the phone? No, it's
all the way to the bottom. After the 5-minute skip right into the earth, you now get out of the skip and now you walk towards the active working faces. This mine per face advances 2 meters a day on the day and night shift, and then with 25 working days a month advance 50 meters a month. So you can imagine the working faces are getting further and further away from the skip, which means that all the material that is being mined, and that includes production as well as waste rock, needs to be transported consistently further and further away from the skip. As you can see from the footage here, you can see how far and how small the guys mine as we mine towards the productive faces. A lot of these workings are areas that we've got to explore first for months at a time, advancing deeper and deeper into the earth till we get to the active faces. Safety is the single most important aspect about mining. And here you can see, once you reach the active face, the first thing the guys do is bar down all the roof, the hanging wall, any loose object that is in the face after the blast. You can see at the feet of this guy busy barring down all the slabs of rock, and that's from barring down. And so that's the first thing that gets done once the team reach the face on the start of shift. Once the barring down is completed, the geologists and the miners enter the face. What takes place is that they wash the face down and the geologists now have a look at the rock. Typically, if you are following a structure, you're able to see the advancement usually around 1 meter overnight to see where the next blast is going to take place. The geologists have a look at the sidewall and do any required mapping at this stage, particularly if it's working kind of up dip, as we call it technically, so the rock is exposed, so you can follow layers. Then the guys go in and start lashing the face that was blasted. Typically there's about 15 to 18 tons of rock from the blast, and so the guys spend 2 or 3 hours manually loading the blue bags. The material goes in with 2 or 3 shovel loads, and it's about 20 kgs a bag. Once the face is clean, then the geologist can come back, wash properly, and now mark the face for the drillers. It's important that at this stage for the geologists to be at the face, because it's indicating the direction of the next blast. And so they mark the face, they show the direction, and then on the sidewall and the roof they show the grade lines and direction. Once all the bags are packed, the bags are sent on the monorail. This is technically the most simplest form of mining and haulage, but it's the most labor intensive. As you can see, that's the twine. It gets made, and then you tie the bags on using the twine, and then it gets sent to the next working place. Once the bags have been sent, you've got the drilling team that comes in and they drill the face before charging takes place. Once the management, that includes the mine manager, the ventilation manager, and the geologists, have checked the respective faces, they have an opportunity to discuss the next day and the coming days' plans and shift work. At the end of the 6-hour shift, all the miners and management make their way back from the active faces all the way to the skip, and in turns they take the skip out to the surface again. Can imagine such a hard, labor-intensive day that includes having lunch underground. Once you get to the surface again, it's wonderful to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just come out of main shaft, so you can imagine half a mile down in the ground. It takes 5 minutes to get down to the bottom in the skip. Once you're at the bottom, we're about vertically 500 meters. That's half a kilometer deep. It's a hard-working guys to achieve all the blasting, and this gets done every shift. So day shift, night shift, and repeat the next day. Day in, day out. Alternates between 5 and 6 days a week.